Okay, hopefully the stream isn't like the worst quality anybody has ever seen. Oh, that would be a disaster. Anyways, yeah. What in the... Okay. You can only publish 10 playgrounds, bro? That's actually stupid. No, that's actually dumb. Um, Anywho. Um, yeah, all I'm gonna do this stream is simply work on some thumbnails. That is it. We're gonna work on thumbnails. Need to get the creature cards so that I can actually know which one to work on. I'm working on the thumbnails for Combat Academy, just for reference. How many do I have on? I'll show them off a bit later. 18? I believe the Arc R is the last one I did. I'm going in creature card order. Yeah, the Arc R. We have 85 to do, but it's actually going to be 75 because the mixers, right? Minus 18. We have 57 left. You know what? Stop worrying about how many I'm gonna do. Start worrying about actually doing them. Okay, the mosquito is next. One of my most hated enemies in the game. I woke up in a fucking cold sweat today. Oh, that sucks. Woke up in a warm sweat instead. Cold is definitely worse, but odd that we both woke up sweaty. Let's do Monosquito. I don't know why I closed that. I literally still need it. We're just gonna have to deal with my PC exploding, which is not ideal, but oh well. Okay. Low key, low key. We do something a bit like that on all sides so that it looks a little bit nicer. Hello. Shadow, you won the first day. I knew you were the best. I wouldn't go that far, but thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm currently making my thumbnails for Combat Academy. My voice is on, right? I'm not stupid. Yeah, okay. Good, good. Oh my lol, bro. What is... we do that, and then you can place them again to make them stand. I did not know they did that. Oh my god. Low-key, that is such thumbnail potential. That right there. If y'all are wondering when the second episode of that whole series, by the way, the one that Cheap's running, will become the third hunter, is coming out, Cheap stopped working on it behind the scenes. So, it's still coming out. It's still coming out, but, I don't know when he's gonna start working on it again. He has literally not been online at all. So fucking sick of these Grounded 2 spoilers. Completely ruined the update for me. Barely want to play it anymore? Yeah, that's honestly valid. That is honestly so valid. Speaking of spoilers, when I, like, inevitably launch Combat Academy, there will be zero spoilers for any of y'all. Unless, like, there will be spoiler segments, but I will be like, warning, there are spoilers in this segment. You have 10 seconds to go to this timestamp before the spoiler gets shown. And then after I stop talking, the 10-second countdown will happen. Because, like, genuinely, spoilers? Oh my fucking god. So annoying. You know something bad is gonna happen? Well, what? Also, y'all, if you want to make suggestions on, like, what I should add for each creature in the thumbnail, like, you're working with me behind the scenes, not just watching, right? So, you wanna do some of that? You absolutely can. For reference, each background is going to be, like, relative to the creature, so let me actually pull up some examples so you can see what the thumbnails are looking like. Right, where is it? It is... Okay. No, that's not the one I want. Okay. I am in... I am working, so how much you paying me for the Alright, bro. I love the game. I want to be excited for it. Valid. 100% valid. Okay, Zachary and you two, Brent and Hannah, since, you know, you can add suggestions if you want. This is the base thumbnail, right? All of them are going to have somewhat to do with this. It's like this, but same. You'll quickly see what I mean when I scroll through them. So for the red worker ant, they're often found near clovers because they hunt down weevils and aphids, right? They're found near clay because there's clay in the anthills. There's food, there's eggy weggies. They're also found near the oak tree, so there's, you know, that. They're found near grass. They're upgrade rocks in their anthill, right? And then for the black worker ant, they're only found near dry grass. I know that sounds wrong, but trust me, that is actually a true fact. They're almost only found near dry grass, I should say. There's spicy candy in the trash heap, right? They're found near sturdy marble. There's the highest concentration of rocks to blow up in the game near them. So we have rocks as well. There's the ant thing, because again, or not the ant thing, the apple, since, you know, it's the ant hill with the trash heap. The ladybug, they're found near this. Yo, I'm genuinely sorry. I gotta go. My internet is fucked. Dude, it is perfectly fine. The fact you even showed up is a gift in and of itself. Pond for mosquito, low-key? I know this isn't necessarily what you said, Zachary, but, like, the flowers near the pond? Yeah, that absolutely works. I don't even know if this is going through, but bye. See ya, Hannah. Yeah, let me scroll through for y'all so you can, I guess, see, like, some ideas of what I came up with. Ladybug, we have juice box, grass, clovers. The bee has everything from the picnic table, including the mant statues. Where's the spiders, buddy? They're going in creature card order. Firefly, they're found near the swamp, so, you know, clay, I guess a trash can, got the lamp. See how far I got, yeah. This is the sickly pulley, so, you know, we got a pipe, we got trash and whatnot. Roly poly, they're found near toadstools. There's also some, I think that's clay, actually, along with grass. You're found up in the high heavens, so we got, you know, branches, leaves, that. Red soldier ant, this is meant to represent the anthill a little bit. Mites are found kind of just anywhere. So, for anywhere dry grass. We also got the slime mold to represent the first cave, right? Larvae, they're found primarily in caves, so, you know, I made this a cave-like aesthetic. There's also acorns in one of the entrances, so I decided to play on that. Funnily enough, somehow never encountered a moth. You have to go out of your way for them, Zachary. They're not a creature that you find naturally. Like, if you were to play the game, you are never forced to encounter a moth in any way, or even go on the path. You literally have to parkour out of your way for them. If you 100% the game, you're not even required to find a moth. Actually, you are. Actually, you are. That's a lie. Rusty, we got everything in the hedge, right? The water flea with pipe, along with eelgrass. Orb Weaver Jr., we have the zip lines in the hedge, plus the pegs for the fence. Spiderling, we have, again, more stuff from the hedge. They're also found near mushrooms for some reason, so I decided to go with that. Black Soldier Ant, again, this is kind of a play with the Black Ant Lab, since they're primarily found there. Actually, they are not primarily found in the Black Ant Lab, and that's what this ball is doing here. Believe it or not, black ants are not primarily found in the Black Ant Lab. Yo, Loki, I should have done the Flingman disc. You know what? I'll do that for the Brood. I'll do that for the Brood because she's closer to it, right? But this is why I'm liking this. This is why, because you can give ideas, right? You're getting the idea, though. You're getting the idea. This right here is found on the porch deck, which is actually where black ants are primarily found. They're not primarily found in the Black Ant Lab or the Black Ant Hill. I find that kind of dumb. And the one plate where there's 30 soldier ants. Yeah, that's another valid point. I completely forgot about that. Tase Tea, we got, you know, lab stuff. Because they're basically exclusive found in labs. These guys are only found in the pond lab, aside from the assistant manager fight, but who actually cares about that? So I got, you know, underwater stuff. And that's the last thumbnail. This is my Grounded 2 thumbnail. That's my 1 Year 1 World thumbnail. This is my placeholder thumbnail that you saw on stream now. That's the one. Always be a part of me? Yeah. Solid. Anywho, now that you know what we're doing, what should we do for Mosquito? I'm thinking like Bumpy Hills, since that's like where they're always found. There's pebblets found near most of them. There's clay found near all of them. So, you know, clay is necessary. I'm thinking flowers, right, chat? Thinking flowers since they're found in the flower bed primarily. Is that valid? And hell where they belong. Yeah. Flowers is super valid, right, chat? I'm not crazy for thinking that. Flowers valid. You know what? I think we could do with the peg, right? Peg. If you want to place ideas in chat, like do that as I'm doing this, because this is a work together sort of thing. That's why I'm streaming this. I low-key think we should have the peg, right? Since they're found near the flower bed, and the flower bed's other side has, whatchamacallit, little pegs. I could fucking find it. There it is. Like, right there. Maybe a rock, because they're on rocks a lot? Oh, yeah. That is actually so valid. These things? That is so valid. Where do I put it? That's the question. I think I put it like... Might need smaller ones. Yeah, much more like that. Yeah. No, actually smart. W Zach, W Zach. Um, and my PC sounds like it's gonna explode soon. That is crazy. I do a little pond too. I can't do water. That's the only unfortunate thing, Zach. I can't do water in any way, shape, or form. Which is like, why, bro? Actually, why? Rip, I know, because, like, what am I supposed to do with all the underwater creatures? Like, because, like, with the water creatures, we just have to deal with this. What is this, bro? Actually, what is this? Flying diving bells, bro. Um, make them float in non-existent water. Yeah, that's what we have to do. Low-key, low-key. Hold up. I just had a good idea. We have a bird bath because they're found on the bird bath. They are the only creatures in the game found on the bird bath, in fact. This is the smallest the bird bath can get. That is, we can still have elements of it, though. Right? Right? Oh, okay, bro. Okay, we can work with that. We can 100% work with that. Yeah, okay. They are found near sprinklers, actually. We don't want her ass raised. That's something I don't want. There we go. Okay, okay. I'm liking this. Can we flood the map so I can drown everything? No. I don't want to flood the map, bro. Imagine I can get, like, the world's smallest pagoda. No, that's not gonna work. Okay. Let's think, what resources are found near mosquitoes? I don't want to put grass, because, like, low-key, mosquitoes are actually not found near grass all too often. Which is strange. There are some found near grass, but most are found, like, in water. And half of them are legit not found near grass. The petals? Oh, yeah, raw petals. Yep, yep. True, true. Because I put the flowers, but not the petals. Berry chunks, bro. Petals. Boom. Bam. And we'll put, like, another on that peg. Don't like the fact there is no boss in the water, so I haven't seen any spoilers for Granite 2 update. I'm hoping they do something cool like an underwater boss. They should. Um, they've teased a creature, which I will not say, but that teased creature looks like it's going to be an underwater boss, but there is a decent chance it isn't as well, which is kind of dumb. Don't forget the woodpile, yeah. Twigs. Low-key, since they're primarily found in the water bed, should I, like... They don't even have that? That's so stupid. Surprised I haven't seen any. Yeah, I read the woodpile. Yeah, that is kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Can I do anything with the woodpile? just do that. How do we incorporate the wood pile into this? Like, spots of bark, I guess? We have, like, wood in the ground. Splinters, we could add splinters. Or we could just add these. Love that. Little. I'm missing 2 angry creatures in my custom. Could you name what they're sandwiched between? Unless they're both sandwiched, that actually does make my life easier. Just name what each one is sandwiched between, and if both are sandwiched in between, like, for example, you have creature, let's say the red ant, space, and then let's say firefly. Then say which creature both of them are sandwiched between. Splinters, we need splinters. Or not. We have, yeah, I think this is good, right? Next to Waspqueen. Both sides. Okay, so you have space, Waspqueen, space. Is that what I'm understanding? Or did I say that wrong? No, we just gotta wait for this thing to pose correctly. Yeah? Okay, okay. So I'm pretty sure Director Schmecter's one and the Infected Broodmother's the other. One is the moth? What? The moth's in neutral, not aggressive. Nah, it should be Schmecter and IBM. Let me just 100% fact check that. No. Nah, it is 100% the Tiger Mosquito. Yeah, it's Schmecter and IBM. No, bro. Oh, I didn't increase your size. Fuck, I was supposed to do that. Yeah, there we go. Gotta increase their size to make it more believable. And actually look better. Okay, I also need to move this. No, move this. Yo, that actually Loki looks really good. Rub his hands together? You can't. They have set poses, and you just have to, like, take advantage of them. A very specific framing that works. Gonna look something a little like that, and then we center the camera a bit more. And then we snap the photo. Perfect. Oh, wait a minute. What time of day should we have? Should we have midday, or should we have... It can't be nighttime. That's the only rule. It can't be nighttime. Loki, does that work? New annoying creatures. Dropped flies. Damn. Loki think we should have fog. Should we have sun? You know what, we'll just say dusk, noon, or dawn. Dusk will imply dark. Dawn. This is dawn. Noon would be this, and then dusk would be a little bit more like that. think a little dark because they come out by then usually. That's, yeah, valid. Maybe we could have something a bit like that. Yo, that actually looks peak. Yeah, that looks peak. Okay. Yeah, I really like that. It's the first time I get to actually utilize these grates. Now throw 500 spears at it. Okay. Fuck you, bitch. Alright. We've got our mosquito pick. Our next up, I believe, is the infected weevil. Let me just fact check that. It is indeed the infected weevil. You should make a pirate ship so if those annoying diving bell spiders attack. Wait, what? You should. You know I should make a pirate ship so if those annoying diving bell spiders back, I quit. Yeah, valid. Suicide bomber. Yes. This is our first infected creature. I finally got to utilize the haze. Because I'm only utilizing the haze for infected creatures. And unfortunately, I'm not even gonna have to. I'm gonna have to not use it all too much for the infected wolfie because they're not found near much fungus, which is stupid. Man, that is a fat weevil. She is huge. She's also floating. Is there like a goo puzzle to show a recent explosion? Unfortunately, no. I might be able to make do with something. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. They are found near tons of dry grass. That is true of every weevil in this game. Well, every infected weevil, I should say. Um. Someone is blasting music in my ear. Also, I meant I should make a pirate ship. Yeah. Thought of picnic table for a that because both explode. Oh, what? What? The picnic table exploding. I don't think there's anything by the picnic table that explodes. Aside from, like, the infected ladybugs after the haze is plugged. Ah, yeah. Okay. That makes a bit more sense. PT picnic table. I really want to emphasize the fact that there is a ton of dry grass here. you know, dry grass is literally a part of this thing's identity. We of course need to include the haze fungus, right? That it would be criminal if we didn't. This particular bout of infection seems good. They're gonna be floating for now. We're gonna fix that later. Same with you. You also look good. Ball and grounded right now, and yeah, basically. We can add like these, I guess, or like roots to the infection. We can add like a bigger one here, maybe, kind of like that. That's kind of their whole identity. Actually, wait. These dark mushrooms. They're always found near these dark mushrooms, bro. Not always, but like whenever you see these dark mushrooms, you should think infected weevil. Loki. Aren't they usually near infected larvae? Not necessarily. It's just the fact that infected larvae are everywhere in the haze. Not necessarily that infected weevils are found specifically near larvae. In fact, there's an argument to be made that they're more near infected gnats. But even that isn't necessarily true. You know what? They're actually usually found near pebblets, no? Or pebbles? I could actually just be waffling that, but like the pebble actually low-key makes sense for this, so I didn't include it anyway. Especially because we could have like that going on, or not, because the wheel's stupid. There we go. That worked. Can you add projectiles? No, unfortunately not. Hold up. I can include though. I can include. Where is it? Okay, I have to include this. This has to be included. They're always found near that. Um, right, they're called spore. Right. I can include these. Which, like, let's be real, if you don't find an infected weevil near one of those, like, how for one, and for two, you're lying. Yeah, we get rid of this, and instead we replace it with that. Yeah. So many ideas just died without projectiles. I know. That's the problem with this. You're so limited that it's not even funny. Okay, we do that instead. And then we move this just over a little bit, right? That's why. Yeah, that looks so much better. Okay. Loki, think I could do something in the back here. Maybe we have like I don't even know. Maybe we just do something like that. Loki, that looks good. Yeah, I like this. No, this looks good. We just need to apply the dirt mounds. We're gonna determine if this looks a child's plaything or not. I do need a little something there. Boom. Yeah, we'll go like that. Yeah. I like this. Oh, this looks good. After you patch up the haze, do infected creatures leave the area? Yes and no. They don't leave like, oh, look at me, I'm the infected weevil. I spawned in the haze and now I'm gonna just, take a leisurely stroll halfway across the map. They don't do that. Instead, what they do is, like, say infected weevils, let's just say this is the haze, right? Let's just theoretically say this is our haze. You know, we got the wall so you can see. And the weevils only spawn in this haze. After you plug the haze, they'll be like, okay, weevils will now start spawning on that dome. Okay, weevils will now start spawning at that charcoal. Okay, weevils will now start spawning on that apple. But they won't leave those areas. They'll only stick to those areas, right? Does that make sense? I was asking because I found infected larvae outside. Yes, it does. Yeah. Um, I wish I had a map, but effectively, the way it works is that the infected wolfies, which are the big ones you look out for, they spawn underneath the oak tree. They spawn underneath the porch deck from the whatchamacallit, the shed. So right next to the ladybirds, not the green shield bug spot, but the other spot, infected larva and infected wolfie also spawns there. And then for the third spot, near Castle Moldork, near the cassette tape, you know where that is? The pink cassette tape right next to the juice can. They spawn under the tree closest to that where the other wolf spider spawns as well. If you're still confused, there is a wasp tree right next to the super mixer. The infected wolfie spawns at the other tree. Not the wasp tree, the other one. Larvae also spawn there as well, and beware, there are also 2 infected gnats that spawn there. That is honestly a good photo of the infected weevil. I like that. I'll stay on here and then I'll open up CapCut so you can see exactly how the thumbnails are made. Hopefully this works. That's not CapCut. That's not CapCut. That's... Yeah, otherwise, the main areas where infection spreads to, you have a little spot underneath the picnic table next to the gum. That's kind of like on one of the legs. Infected ladybug spawn there. You have a spot against the corner of the wall for the flower bed. It's like where the pond walkway ends near the pagoda. There are a few ladybugs and larvae that spawn there as well. What else? You have some near the stink bugs near the anthill. There are a ton that spawn there, oftentimes overlapping with the stink bug spawns. Why does that just not work? Who would you say the top 5 Granite players of 2025 are? 2025? Idea Green, Cheap. I'm pretty sure I make that list. I'm pretty sure by the end. Loki, Seedinky, and I don't even know. The fifth is like Nico? Nico GC? Okay, I unfortunately cannot share how this is made. Okay. That actually sucks. That is cringe. We're not using CapCut on stream. Oh well. Where else do the infected spawn? Right next to the wheelbarrow, they spawn, or not the wheelbarrow, the lawnmower in the flower pot, they also spawn there. They spawn at the Stinkbug Field Station in the middle of the grasslands, the one with, like, dry grass all around it. They spawn... They spawn anywhere else? I don't think they do. Anyways, our next one's the Infected Mite. Ugh. Oh yeah, they also spawn in the top part of the grass bed, like before the mosquitoes. In between the mosquitoes and the stink bugs, they spawn there. That's probably the highest concentration of out of the haze infected there are. Ground alone is sometimes scary, but with others it's not. For me, well, yeah. Fair enough, I guess. Do you think I should play Silk Song? Maybe? I don't know. We're gonna go with smaller dirt mounds, I think. Maybe we'll go something a bit like that. By the way, I am inadvertently giving y'all tips on how to build. When you're building, which I think I can speak for building, yes, this is all built by hand, and what's even crazier, yes, all of that grass was removed by hand. Anyways, you literally just go with the flow. Embrace your inner Bob Ross. Be like, maybe there's a little dirt clump. And maybe it's right there. And maybe it has a happy little family. Maybe there's a big one. Maybe there's a medium one. Like, that's all you do when building. That is literally, if you're wondering what the secret is to building, that is the secret. The main one, anyways. Obviously, you get better over time, but that is the main secret to building. Truth be told. Oh my lord, bro. What is this? There we go. It's a bit more like it. Maybe there's only grass on this little hill. It's lonely little hill. Hate its grass friends. Maybe there's a triple in there. Maybe there's a piece of grass that decided it's different, not like other girls, and it's facing out. Maybe. Maybe it's a little... Again, this is literally all building is. Just... Maybe we have a little pile of fungus here. And maybe we decide that this spot isn't going to have them. Should I make a grounded playground? Or should I make a playground in grounded 2 where I get rid of all the grass? Low-key, that would actually be a lifesaver. Maybe that's the only thing there. Maybe this one's on its. Maybe it's a bit. Now, when I think of infected mites, I ironically think of chasms. So, maybe, the little spot there, and a little spot here, sort of symbolize that little chasm. Maybe we bring that little piece of infection back. It's a little different now. Maybe it's a little thicker. We just do it like that. Maybe we need to fill up the space so it doesn't look so noticeable. Maybe we do so in a unique. Maybe this spot is. Own unique story. And maybe this spot, you can tell from behind the scenes. There. Mediocre Milton needs to see Henna's videos. Yes, absolutely. Now, this is looking a little bare bones, so maybe we could a little bit more. Let's see. What is often found near the haze? We could do like Rake Rock, maybe? Maybe. You know what? I'm probably not going to use this for anything else. Maybe we'll include Dan Hamster and his little raw. Okay. Maybe that's how it's gonna be. Amazing idea for infected ladybug. Best place for infected ladybug use splat burst to replace the bombs. What about crow feathers? I don't know about using splat bursts. Low-key, what I could do. That doesn't work. So maybe we just have it there. Right? Maybe. It's just in the ground. Like that. There. Oh, hello, Lebby. You haven't slept. Okay, bro. Alright. 80-day streak. Someone on Twitch, damn. Yo, Lebby, we're in the middle of thumbnail making. I'm gonna show you a few of the thumbnails so you can, like, see. Also, hello, Vincent. Hello. I did not see you. I'm so sorry. Anywho. Yeah, I'm making thumbnails. So, here's... That's not the base thumbnail. This is the base thumbnail, right? This is what all of them need to have the background of. Now, for the backgrounds, I'm just gonna scroll through Lebby because you'll be able to, like, pick up on what's going on. Tough. Thank you. Like, all of them, their environments fit the creature in some way or another. There are things from their environments that actually make the backgrounds fit, right? Now, all of them are daytime with the exception of the larva because it's in a cave. But all of them are daytime, so keep that in mind. Peak trust, yes. But, like, y'all get the idea, right? Vincent Smoke, or Levy, I should say. You got the idea, right? So with that being said, what should we do for infected mite and so on? Y'all are allowed to place your ideas here. They have to fit the creature in some way, like Dan Hamster. They're found near Rake Rock, which is found near Dan Hamster. So this is Vincent Smoke. No, as in Vincent and then Smoke, as in you. What I should have said is Vincent Levy. Wrong name. I know. I know. I'm tired myself, even though I got 12 hours of sleep. First time in months. Anyways. Sure, definitely. Okay, bro. Alright. Anyways, what should we add for the infected mite? Because this background is a little bare bones. Maybe we have, like... You know what? You know what? Crow feathers? Because, like, some of them are found in trenches with crow feathers, right? Right? That work? I should low-key shrink the size, though. And, like, turn it. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, okay. That is good. That is good. Okay. I was thinking also mint because there is one trench, a singular trench. Is there any other creature than infected mites? Or then yeah, that's resistant to explosives. All bosses. All bosses, I'm pretty sure. Um what else? I feel like the robots too. Wasps, yeah, wasps. I could be wrong about the bots. Let me actually check. Why did I close that, bro? Um, check. Infected Wolfie, yeah. I'm pretty sure most of the infected are now. Resistance. We're gonna go resistance again. Okay, so explosive. We got Assman, Director Schmector, Hedgebrood, Infected Ladybug, Infected Larva, Infected Mite, Infected Wolfie. Mant, Orchid Mantis, Wasp, Wasp Drone, Wasp Queen. That I'm pretty sure covers all 8 bosses, right? One. The infected brood is not resistant, believe it or not, but it heals. Only that's not true, bro. That is not true. Infected ladybug, bro, and infected larva. Bots aren't. Oh, we're right about that. You gotta remember that some of the creature cards lie about some of the weaknesses and resistances, which is kind of stupid. I think this is sufficient background. I think. Maybe we could have something here. Maybe like more dry grass? Yeah, there we go, there we go. Okay, that works. Or been some others, my bad. Maybe something from Haze Lab. They aren't. They actually are found in the Haze Lab, low key. No, you're actually right. You're actually right. What would we add from the Haze Lab though? What would we add? That's my only problem. And low key, I'm wanting to save Haze Lab primarily for the infected ladybug, but you are definitely right in saying that Haze Lab is a good shout here. I guess we could go with one more bomb. Like a spore. One of these fuckers. What even is found in the Haze Lab? You know what? A shelf could work. Because, like, you got the shelves with the bombs, right? Because the mites are primarily found in that room with the chip, so... Low-key, I think that works. Big test tubes? Yo, that's actually... That's yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Question is, where do you even find them? This is lab related. And I am not finding any. Because those are beakers, not test tubes. Okay, bro. That's just cringe. Can you scale a small one up? Yes, you can. That wouldn't be the same, though. Would not be the same, which is unfortunate. That was such a good idea. You want low-key, because you have to scan this in order to get into, whatchamacallit, the actual access center. But in order to do that, you have to get past a bomb, right? Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay, that works. That works. Okay, I like this. I like this. The rest of chat still alive? Or did you all secretly die? Is it crazy that I've spent an hour doing 3 creatures? Not crazy. Loki think we should have Dawn. I don't like that. Yeah. Okay, I like that a lot. Okay. That highlights the green so nicely too. No comment. Oh. Okay. Our next up in line, I believe, is the infected ladybug. Loki need to do that so you can unload you and then just do that. Our next creature is indeed the infected ladybug. Okay. Stay in the yep there. Oh my lord, bro. Why did I close the chat box? It's a rookie mistake. I have to launch that again. Bro, I actually need a new PC soon. My current one is actually just dying, bro. At an alarming rate, too. Got an idea? A good idea? I'll go to Hayes Lab real quick. Yes. That is indeed a good idea. Eh. Come on. There we go. There, it's centered. Oh, bro. Why do the eyes pulsate like that? Oh. That is... Hmm. It's gonna have minimal ground. What we definitely need. We definitely need the resource fungus. Like this. We need tons of these. They look like they're trying to hypnotize you. That's because they are hypnotized. Probably. It's up here for a time now you quiver. What's wrong, tough guy? Suppose I'm looking quick. Look for it touches a nuke and dead. Only speed a duck our wrong offender strategies. A wave like these can stop this approaching attender. Take your shield, don't cheat, you chose this fight. There's no surrender. Fight for honor, fight for power, fight for what makes you not cower. Fight to win, strike with a grin, fight to. Ever since fight it, the grid declares they fight with my. Guess my final after strike at the time is. Loki, I think I should include the broken pipe in here too, right? Because whatchamacallit, you use the pipe to actually enter the lab. That smart chat? That? Is that smart? Give you out a little bit so I can actually get that. Yeah. Like that. I really like that. Um, I low-key think that's enough for the lab segments, because, like, they are found elsewhere, right? We do need to remember, they're not just found in the Haze Lab. In fact, they're mostly not found in the Haze Lab. It's just that the most iconic encounter, and the one you're more than likely going to actually remember, is the Haze Lab. Alright, see you, Lebby. And, get some damn sleep, okay? Never? Okay, bro. Make me? I'm afraid I can't. Our boys and showers, much as matter, great, grand, quite better, are leaving. She takes her final. It would be funny to include very little of these because, like, the bombs are constantly blowing them up. I think it would. You're no fun. Hey, bro. Peace out. I low-key think that's enough. There we go. Add a little bit of detail there. Cool. This gal is, for some reason, when I think about her, I usually think about midday. So, because that's typically when I tend to arrive on her time. Mostly because that's the best time to arrive on her time. Why? Because you typically want to sleep for a buff, and then after you sleep for the buff, it takes a little bit to get to her, so by the time you actually get to her fight in optimal condition, you're typically midday. Loki, I didn't even think about the posing, but that is Loki a peak pose. Cannot tell me otherwise. Like, Infected Ladybug? Yeah, that is peak cinema. Okay. Our next creature should be the infected larva, but let me just fact check that. Yep. Then the infected gnat. What am I gonna do for the infected gnat, bro? Lucifer always coming in clutch. Making sure I'm right around. Oh my. Okay. Yo, Loki, we need that pose. We need the poser. She's, well, for lack of any better demonstration, pulling one of those. Right? Because that's when she's about to explode. For Nat, make it have weapons because it stole yours. That's low-key smart. That's gonna be the only creature I actually have weapons out on the ground, by the way. Because another thing I'm doing because I want it to make it look natural is I'm not wanting to include any of these, right? Anything from this category, no. For all creatures except the infected gnat because it steals all of yours. Just low key, I didn't even think about that, despite it being like its main central mechanic. I might have once I got to it, but low key. Okay. I'm gonna do the terrain first on this one. It's been a bit. Um, there we go. That's why, because now she looks all like reared up, right? And that's gonna be noticeable from the other larva, right? I'm gonna show you, but it's gonna be noticeable. And the reason I want it like that is again because she explodes. So it makes sense. I don't know why, but I'm wanting to do bumpy hills for this one. She looks depressed. She does. Also, I did not know. That is so fucked up. No, that is actually so fucked up. Look at her antenna. And then I'm gonna pull up a normal larva. Never mind. That's just something they do. It's just, it looks so fucked up for the infected larva, which, speaking of, why does this not have segments on its antenna, but the smaller one does? Oh wait, no it does. I'm just blind. Yeah, I thought that was the funguses doing. Almost like them, eye worms. You've ever seen them? Things that go inside a snail's eyes and make them, like, vibrate back and forth. Thought it was doing one of those. Low-key, low-key, that's actually smart. No, that's actually smart. Hold up. Oh, hold up, chat. Hear me out, hear me out. Hear me out. I know what you mean, bro. Trench. Because they're found in trenches. Tell me that's not smart. That's a good one, yes. We are gonna have to make this kind of go like that then. Which I guess provides more reason for this being here, more believability, if you will. For the walls being back here. It works so well. Oh dear. Also, trenches, there's usually crow feathers. Very true. There's also mint candies in there as well. I don't want her sideways like that, bro. Okay, that works just fine. Now let me look at a normal larva. scaled up to the same size. We need to move her back just a teeny bit. Let me move that. There we go. Eh. This to be more like inward. Oh like that. There we go. There's also like 50 infected larvae, yeah. I've always said this, infected larvae are the most deadly tier 2 creature, and I don't think it's close. I guess the solution is to put, like, another one there. Low-key. There we go. Yo, dynamic posing. With just the environment, bro. Okay, trenches are usually not very even, either. So we're gonna... just random... stuff everywhere. And now we have the stuff in the trenches. Now, a little known fact, the trenches typically contain tons of unique pieces of this stuff. If I could just find a way to make that fit in there. Hello. It just worked a second ago. Why is it not working now? The fuck? Swear to God. Okay, bro. We're gonna have to remove those then. Decorate the trench with these. Okay, we're gonna include these because there are tons of shards in the trenches. Typically in vats of 2. But sometimes a little bit less. Need the mint candy because there are in fact mints in the trenches. And as Zachary said, we also are going to need crow feathers. Go upside down mint. Low-key. Upside down mint. Why did I find 4 stink bugs in 30 seconds? A lone one and a group of 3. Where are you? Are you near the anthill? Near the anthill and swamp area? Because that's like a nest of stink bugs. There's also a mega melt in the trenches as well. We have tooth. We have other tooth. We're gonna suspend our disbelief and just... No, we're not. We're not gonna suspend our disbelief. We're gonna make that realistic. Hello, Testy Pincher. Also, what is that background, bro? Hold up. Yoked hoops. Can I just say yoked hoops actually looks yoked hoops? Loki looks so geeked. Like, why does she look like that? I'm Biomixer. Yeah, that's a nest of them, Zachary. Where you're at? Um, well, not anymore, lol. Yeah, pretty much. If you're wondering what we're doing, Testy Pincher, we are simply, making thumbnails for Combat Academy. Thumbnails are based off of what the creature is and where they spawn, what's related to it, etc., etc. I low-key think this is a peak background for the infected larva. Yeah, it's peak. Cool, cool. Yep. Yeah, have that in the darkness so that it looks like a trench and your, light's coming at. Yes. A weevil jumped into exposed pipe water. That is interesting, to say the least. Okay. The last and most hated infected creature. For now. Yeah. I don't want to do this one either. Trust me, I don't want to do this one either, but it needs to be done. Yeah, we need you up. We need you up. It's too high up. God damn it. Okay, so we have to go to that. Guys, a new boss, infected human, just dropped. Loki, I always wondered why that wasn't a thing. Dammy is huge. He only eats, never runs. I also scaled it up, so yeah, that's why it's bigger than it should be. So I never noticed that they have like fungus there on their nose. Damn, these things look nasty. My first ever Grenade playthrough, I got to the Haze Lab and infected Gnat. My Spider Fang dagger fall through the floor. Yeah, that's. I had that happen with like a level 9 Salty Club of the Mother Demon once. Quite recently, too. Actually sad. Things are actually found near, like, mounds, typically. Surprisingly, they're found near mounds. I don't know why they're found near mounds, but they are found specifically near mounds. Okay, well now it's just floating in the ground. Time to spawn camp. What? Yeah. Average day. Average day. Okay, that one's just gonna be normal, I guess. I feel like they're found near the orange leaves often, right? I don't know. By the way, Pentra, if you want to give some suggestions for what the background should have, just make sure the background like suggestion fits. So like for infected gnat, don't say, "Oh, I think you should put algae." Actually, that would kind of fit because of the pipe, but let me give a better example. For something like the infected brood mother, don't be like, "Okay, well, you know, what you gotta do is you gotta add like wood." They're also found in hell. True. Like, you point, right? Make suggestions that make sense. Yeah, like they are found near these leaves. Specifically those ones. We could actually, hold up, where is it? I know there's a tunnel leaf. Loki, Loki. That's not, no, bro, no. Undo that. Yeah, that works. That actually works. Right? It's like if we look down, oh yeah, that so totally works. Uh, where else are they found near? Obviously fungus, but I'm trying to delay that. Or maybe I'm not trying to delay it. Wait for mosquito to add something for under dead. What? I already did the mosquito. Wait for mosquito add. Oh, unless you mean from. I don't know. Mosquito's kind of already done. That is the only unfortunate part about doing all this. You aren't wrong though. That would have been a good idea. Rip. Yeah, I know. People low-key after the stream are gonna call me lazy. Like, me? Lazy? You build this entire thing and then make 85 unique thumbnails for it. Hmm. Okay, I'm pretty sure they're found near, like, rocks, right? These things? They're typically found near the stepping stones. Keeps low-key just gonna randomly come in here. Include some trash since they're on the trash trash heap. Um, we'll do that for the meaty gnat. We'll do that for the meaty gnat. Too busy killing everything. Slow. Definitely right for trash heap though. Or sorry for the meaty gnat. That is 100% we have to for that. Okay, we need that as well. Oopsie. No, that's fine. Cause like even if Pentra, even if you like suggest the wrong creature, like let's just say right now I'm working on the infected gnat, and then you're like, for the wolf spider, you should add acorns since they're found near the oak tree. Perfectly valid. We're just throwing out ideas. Doesn't have to be related to the creature I'm currently doing. Just make sure you specify for this creature you should add that. I feel like they're yeah, I feel like these could be added. Maybe like a random pebble in this. Hmm. Doesn't look very stable. We can just do that. Loki. Okay, right. We need the weapons now. We cannot forget the weapons. This is the only creature. Which, by the way, Pincher, just so you're aware, I am not including like any of these for any single creature except the infected gnat, because that's literally its whole gimmick, is that it drops your weapons. We're only gonna have tier 2 gear, unfortunately. But insect hammer in this little mound here. Oh, I needed to peep meaty gnat. Thanks, lol. Yeah. You should kill every single one there too, because they have a 10% chance to give the gold card instead of a whatchamacallit. Instead of a 1%. So make sure to kill all of them that you can loot. Bro, what is it obstructed by? Like, make it make sense, please. Loki, I should add a Weevil Shield in the ground too. Got you? Yeah. Although they don't drop the shield. That's inaccurate. Accurate information. The club. Yeah, the club. There we go. There we go. This is a sufficient infected gnat background. Okay. Alright, I need to actually time it at the peak of the jump. Fuck, for the flight. Here we alright, alright. We're gonna need to actually have that a bit closer since it is a smaller creature. There we go, there we go. Beautiful. Now, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this should be, like, earlier in the day, maybe? Something a bit like that. Nah, it should be something a bit more like that. Yeah, like yes. There we go. I like that. Hold on. Bam. Okay, our next creature is the stink bug. Can you fact check that, Zachary? I'm gonna trust in my chat. Test exercise. Next creature is the stink bug after the infected gnat. Yep, alright. Memory has served me correct. Is there a stink cloud? Unfortunately, no, bro. What I can do, though, is, I can do that. And then if I go into design mode again, we keep the cloud. Right? If not, maybe use Gaseos. Nah, this will be fine. Now, we do have to be quick when taking the photo, which means we might have to reset, is what that means. For that, yeah. Only reason I know that is because when I was trying to take the thumbnail for Mascus mode, me, Cheap, Lebby, and PK, we all did it together. And then Perfect joined when Cheap had to leave. We had the green shield bug for one of the thumbnails for trying to chase us, and by one of the thumbnails, I mean all of them. We just had things chasing us. And every time we reset, we had to wait it out. So annoying. But that just teaches you that with every single horrible moment, you can actually take something to learn from it in the future. Okay, we're gonna do a very simplistic design here. We are literally just gonna one of those. Very, very simple. Very, very easy. That's okay, bro. Now I'm gonna try to be transparent about what I do with this because, like, if you think about it for even 2 seconds, this Combat Academy I'm doing is a massive project, to say the least. It is gymongous. So, low-key, thereby mixers. So, yeah. That is very true. If only we had the mixer modules. If only. Game. Which is the exact reason the mixers and the defenses are going to be like the last 10 episodes, because I legit don't know what to do for their thumbnails. Of course, yep. Yeah, for, whatchamacallit, this series, I'm gonna have to be, like, mega transparent about what I do, because I did say that the next episode is, the first episode, sorry, is coming soon. That is true, relative to, this. Because the first thing I'm doing, before I edit any single video, I need all 85 thumbnails done first, which I plan to get done by the end of this weekend. I plan to have these done by the end of the weekend, but it might have to go until mid next week, right? So like Wednesday next week might be when that gets done. After that, I'm gonna take any row of given creature. Actually, no, I'm not gonna go creature by creature. After that, the red worker ant is gonna be the first lesson. That's like I already have the lesson pretty much fully planned out. So, you know, that's 100% going to be the case. The first lesson is going to be the red worker ant. And the reason for that is mostly because A, it's a simple creature, and B, it allows me to actually, like, get a feel for how to properly do it. see if any feedback could be taken to make the episode's lessons better. Alright. Also learn how to script them. And then after that, I think I'm gonna go off a suggestion basis. Now, the strange thing is, because I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, what's gonna have to happen is the creature episode count is gonna be out of order. Mega out of order. So it's gonna be like episode 1, and then let's say we decide to do the Black Widow, it's gonna be like episode 1, episode 63. In terms of release order. The playlist will have the correct order, but which creatures actually get done are going to be like, okay, what's in demand right now? Okay, we should have that since they're also near. I think weeds are going to be the best bet for these gals, right? Because they're always found near weeds. Yeah, that's going to be how I do it. More than likely. It's bugging me. Fix it. Yeah, we'll do that. Infected Brood, second thing released. I already got a request for the Black Widow first, so... And Loki, I think that'd be good. The bosses are gonna be a struggle to do. Because, like, let me just pull up the script for the Red Worker Ant, and you'll see, like, how fucking massive of a project this is. Because the thing you need to keep in mind, this first episode I have right now, that's scripted. 1,200 words, by the way. More than. Which is literally longer than a university level essay. So if the smallest script is that, what the hell is going to be the bosses with actual phases and whatnot? Again, that's why, like, I'm gonna try to be transparent, because this is a massive project, to say the least. Like, there is a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that you're not seeing. Okay, let me just make sure I'm not leaking my name because I'm using Microsoft Word. Okay, just don't click that and I'll be fine. Alright. Okay. Man, you can hear my voice starting to give out because I haven't streamed in so long. I haven't had to talk so much. Okay. So here's the script for the shortest lesson that I'm realistically going to do. Alright? Here's the intro. Intro's gonna be the same for all. Literally just gonna go ahead and change out that word for whatever creature I'm using. Just so all of them feel the same. And then we got stats. I have their health that I have to get through. I have their defense, resistances, immunities. I have to do their weaknesses as well. Attack power, their bites. Their stun values, how long until the next stun. How long the stun lasts. How much each weakness does, the weak points. The loot tables, which is a whole kerfuffle in and of itself. Like, let me just go to any creature, actually, literally just the red ant, just to give you the exact values so that you can see like what I am literally gonna have to decipher for every single creature. I have to decipher what this means for every single creature, which took a while in and of itself. So yeah, there's that. Um, Spawning locations where all of them spawn. Of course, their attack patterns. This is the script for one attack, a single attack, and then I have to make an optimal build, a one-handed build, a two-handed build, and a ranged build because everybody's gonna fight differently. I have to come up with the number one counter for each option because I'm not trying to make a build that's gonna kill it fast. Antlion jump scared me, lol. Yeah, I have to make a build that's not just gonna kill them fast. I need an effective build too. And then I have to fight them with however many is actually gonna like pose a threat. Um right? And I'm gonna have to give tips mid-fight so that, people aren't stupid and, actually do well. That's not supposed to be on stream. Oh well. I'm an all-fighter. If it works, it works. Yeah. What I'm trying to say with that, though, is, like, for the red worker ant, you would expect the spear to be the best option because it's weak to stabbing, right? Not really, no. The axe, the pebblet axe is actually the better option because it stuns. And stun against ants is more reliable than just raw damage. And the thing is, their DPS is practically equal, too. Except one causes the ant to run away, whereas the other allows you to work on other ants at the same time with more ease. Right, that's what I mean when I say I have to juggle a lot per just even individual episode, and I have to release 85. 10 of which are gonna have to be functionally unique because like literally nobody has ever done that style before of like a guide against a super mixer. Nobody's ever done a proper guide on how to do mixers. So I will literally have to invent new methods of teaching. I got jump scared again. I'm making antlions go extinct. Fun fact, they're actually larvae. So you're gonna make babies go extinct. Cubs, I guess. What are stink bugs also found near? I feel like they're found near clay, right? Because there's a few are found near that. They're also found near twigs. Stop. Okay, okay. Let's go. Okay, twigs. We'll go with that branch. And so, like, I like the look of it. That's low-key what's deciding, like, half of what I use, by the way, is do I like the look of it? There we go. We have a branch there, right? There's one, which is one of the more notable ones. It's found next to that. That's gonna be, not quite, not quite. No, we're gonna want, uh, like that, yeah. Okay, okay. And we need Okay, bro. So like, go on the ground. Can you still get gold cards if your inventory is full? So, gold cards are not relative. They're not like an item. It's just, have you peeped creature? Did you loot creature? That's all it is. That is all it is. That is all that determines a gold card. Did you peep creature? Did you loot creature? There are no other conditions that need to be met. Okay, thanks. Yep. You are welcome. The one thing I'll warn you about, try not to do that though. Try not to loot bodies in general when your inventory's full, because if you loot them too many times, your game will pretty much just lag and crash. So that's the only thing that would be like, okay, don't do that. But like, there's no other incentive to not loot when you've already got everything in your inventory completely full. And there we go. Nobody will be any wiser. Yep, they will be none the wiser, as Armchair Tuna says. They will be none the wiser. What else are found near stink bugs? I'm not gonna include these until we get to the tier 3 creatures, because, like, you're meant to have the haze plugged by the time you're tier 3. Low-key, I feel like they're near regular grass, too. Duality. Oh my lord, bro. What is that grass placement? We're gonna need another dirt clump. It need to happen anyways, because, like, what is that? Yeah, they are definitely found near clay, so let's have some of that there. Yeah, there's the one underneath that rock. And antlion launched me 20 feet somehow. Oh, get used to that. Get used to that. Because that is not a rare occurrence, I'll tell you that much. This is not a rare occurrence at all. Um, Yeah, I low-key think that's good for the stink bug. Oh, the stink bug cleaning itself. A dramatic sense of, real twist of irony. The stink bug is more clean than the average gamer, despite literally being called stinky. Oh, right, there is one thing I completely forgot. No, why did I save too early? Okay, I'm still able to take photos like normal. Good. Now I just need you to clean yourself. I just need you to clean yourself. Perfect. Yo, Loki. I was intending for her to clean herself, but like her covering her nose because she finds her own scent at stinky, is that not peak? Is that not Yo, that's peak. It's like,
My own scent is too smelly for even me to handle.
nah, bro, that's peak. Yeah, that is definitely what I'm doing. Well, then do that, yeah. Okay. She smells you, true. Alright, what should I do for my next one? Or sorry, not what should I do. What is the next creature? And any ideas on what I should do immediately? Lucifer again coming in absolutely clutch. I think this one's low-key gonna be the last one of this stream. Unfortunately. Orb Weaver's next? Alright, that sounds right. I wouldn't know, because I don't have the creature cards pulled up. Okay, now these gals are found in many places, but there are a few that come to mind. The highest concentration of them in the game is, without a shadow of a doubt, the Undershed. That one little trench that leads to the Undershed sinkhole, there are, like, at least 12 of them in there. All in a closed space, so I'm going to, in other words, make a trench. Edge? Nah. Adult orb weavers, they're found mainly in the Undershed, believe it or not. The next highest concentration of them, I think, is actually the flower bed. And then it's the hedge. Somehow missed that trench. Yeah. It's, you know where the ox beetles are, Zachary? The three ox beetles? If you go into the trench there, it is literally, you are walking in orb weavers. The orb weavers might as well be the floor and the walls in that trench. It is insane. There are so many of them that legit, even with endgame gear, you are going to struggle a little bit with maintaining your health if you aren't on top of it. If you're on top of it, it's a breeze. But if you're not on top of your health, you will legit struggle in that trench. I'm not kidding. Take it seriously, please. Oh, well. Yes, I know it's supposed to be break time, which is exactly why the stream is ending after this. Yeah, it's the trench, then it's the flower bed with all the fence posts. Because again, we're talking about adult orb weavers here. Burn the shed down and move homes. Lol. That's good. That's not your shit, it's Weavers? Nah. You just kill them with like a Koltana. That's all you need to do. And then the second highest concentration. I still find it dumb that the hedge that is infested by Orb Weavers lacks adult Orb Weavers. In what world does that make sense? Why are there more Orb Weaver Juniors than regular Orb Weavers? Which, just for reference, is literally just the opposite of how that's supposed to go. You're supposed to find more adults than juniors. In most spots, you find them. Why are there more Orb Weaver Juniors without a shadow of a doubt than adults in the hedge? In the hedge, there's like along your way. There is another 3 there. And then there's like 1 there. There's like 6 adult Orb Weavers in the hedge, all in all. What? Sorry, there's actually... There's 6 to 8 in the hedge. Something like that. There are at least 10 Weavers and... or 10 Juniors, just for reference. So, yeah, legit just does not make sense. Legit. Actually, no, that's inaccurate. We need bigger ones, right? And we need smaller ones, right? Another big one. That's maybe a little bit lopsided. Yeah, this works. This works. And then we have a little opening there. I do still need a little remnant of the hedge because they are indeed found in the hedge. They are found in the hedge. This is very true. They're just not primarily found in the hedge, which is fucking stupid. Oh well. You know? My favorite little piece of wood. We're gonna do that. Yeah, we like that. We like this. Okay. It'd be funny if we just had like a little nub there that covers the whole orb. You doing this for every creature? Yeah. Yeah. It is. Every creature, including both variants of the antlion. It's not going to include orcs, though. It will not include orcs, because orcs are just variants. Like, lesser variants. Which, just for the record, so y'all know, I am not going to include things like the Orb Weaver Jr. is actually the best example of this. I am not going to count the Orc Weaver Jr. or, Boss Orc Weaver Jr. or the Boss Orb Weaver Jr., which, despite the names, the Boss variants are just weaker than their normal variants. I'm not going to be including those as separate creatures. All 4 of them are just going to be included in the Orb Weaver Jr. guide. The reason the Antlion has 2 separate guides, or 2 separate videos, is because they are legit, they might as well be 2 different creatures. Saying that the regular Antlion and the Pit Antlion are the same is like saying that an Orb Weaver and a Wolf Spider are the same. Because, like, they have different attack patterns, different this, different that. It's just, yeah, it's different enough to warrant a new guide. So yeah, I'm gonna include that little disclaimer just so y'all know. Oh my lord. They're all the same under my flamethrower shadow. Not the infused ones, no. You are not killing an infused any spider with a flamethrower. That is just not happening. They're gonna create a black hole before you even can. That's the unfortunate reality that you are stuck with. Yeah, another thing too, Pincher, I'm also gonna be doing this for every defense event too. But the defense events, since they are unique in the sense that you know, visually, I'm not gonna be able to add the mixer. I'm gonna have to figure out something with all the defense events. Like, I'm probably gonna have to take a unique photo. More than likely in playgrounds though, so is that at least. Okay, we need this because they are found in the undershed, right? Right. Low-key, we add it like in here. Like that. No. Oh, you're already kind of like that. Okay, we're gonna have to there we go. That works. Where are the webs? You can't make webs, unfortunately. Believe me, I would be making webs if I could, but you do make a good point. Web sacks are definitely doable. Oh my lord, bro. Oh my lord. She's protecting her young. Excuse me? Yeah, I know. You want webs? Here are your webs. Beautiful webs. Nobody could ever deny. Like, what? One of the most encountered things isn't. Yeah, I know, I know. It's so stupid. It's actually so dumb. Like, in what world do we not have the webs? There, like, what? Oh, we need flower petals. We're gonna need acorns as well. We're gonna fill the trench with them. Low-key gonna, like, drink that, and then we grow it, because they're found near the oak tree as well. Also gonna have another, like, a rusty nail there, because, again, they're found rust in the undershed. They are also found near flowers. Good that I finally get to make the sequel to this. Where are the flower petals? There they are. Hey, hello, Captain Sparrow. You unfortunately have came in on the tail end of stream. We still have like another 5 minutes or so, though, at least. So there's that. I am currently making all the thumbnails for my Combat Academy guide, because like people need combat guides, you know. Noticing a distinct lack of combat guides on the internet when it comes to Grounded, because either the guides aren't good or they completely ignore the point of being a combat guide. I've seen a few good parry guides, that's for sure. Your antline video. But for actual combat guides, yeah, no, I find almost nothing, which is stupid. Like, took me 7 meaty nats for the gold card. That's like getting 70 on any other creature. Excited for the Into the Abyss update coming in 11 days? Yes. I am excited, but low-key, why does everybody spoil everything? No, I'm not referencing you on that. What I'm more so referencing is, like, the devs are, like, literally, they basically showed us, like, half the update. Why? And then we also got, like, every single YouTuber is being like, okay, so, like, let's just shove literally all... You sure about... Yeah, yes, I am sure about that. I low-key forgot you did when I was making that sentence, or saying that, and then I was like, oh, wait, we had a whole argument about that. Wait, let me clarify. uh... Yeah, Yeah, it's like every single YouTuber is like, okay, let's just shove the Koi scale armor in everybody's face, you know? Have no decency. What I would personally do if I were to make like a, oh, yo, look at this. EK cough cop, yeah. Armchair did it too, though. What I personally would do, so did CDinky. What I'd personally do to avoid that is I'd be like, let's just theoretically say we're doing the Orb Weaver here, right? And let's just say that the Orb Weaver is the new creature coming to Into the Abyss. I know that's not true, but just take that as an example. I'd be like, new creature? And then I would have like a silhouette combined with like dirt mounds to obscure the model. Just finished grinding Scarabs for gold card. 356 kills. Damn. That reminds me of my B gold card, low-key, but Bs are obviously nowhere near in difficulty. That actually sucks. Found near Supreme Marble in the Undershed, which is the highest concentration of them in the game. Fight me. Genius. It's like that way, you know, people can be like, okay, there's new content, but like I'm not getting it shoved in my face. Does it intrigue me? Okay, I'll watch it. Does it not intrigue me because I don't want spoilers, or it just doesn't intrigue me? Okay, I won't watch it. I believe the leech may be confirmed. Low-key, I think you're right. We need sap there. I feel like we're low-key missing something. We'd have another websock in like here. Nah, that's not gonna work. Harry's gonna go there. This needs to be moved 100%. We're gonna have that there. Oh, brother. That poor thingy there. If not, I'm gonna cry. Yeah. Or a leech boss. Like, okay, I'm actually just not able to read. We knew this. Got the grub on 4 kills. I've had that happen a few times. It's either it's 4 kills or it's 400 kills. Like, there's no in between on the grub for me. The infected Wolfie, though, I have an absolutely crazy story. Frog Boss definitely confirmed it has to be. Really funny to see all the grounded creators make news videos less than 30 minutes after casually grounded stream. Yeah, it's because like they need views. They're greedy. That's literally that's all it is. They need their views. I was unlucky to get it on 4. Why? Why, bro? How's that unlucky? Oh, right, because you're supposed to get it on 1. My bad. Low-key though? Low-key though, I could actually see this working as a thumbnail. Yeah. Anyways, funny story about the infected Wolfie. Believe it or not, I actually used to believe that the infected Wolfie was guaranteed on the third kill because like for 4 playthroughs in a row, okay, like 4 in a row. This isn't, you know, all rinky-dink thing that happened once in a blue moon. No, 3 playthroughs in a row, 3 or 4, I can't remember. I got it on the third kill. Like, what? I thought the infected Ladybug boss fight was guaranteed to give the gold card too, because for 4 playthroughs, I got it on the first kill. Only from the boss. I don't need or want views. I just love the people that actually take their time to watch me. This is what, yes, 100%. Bro, what is this? What is this Orb Weaver, bro? Loki? Loki. Looks like she's waving. Yeah, I 100% agree. It's like, I do YouTube because I want to. Because I want to make things. Not wrong. Are there some times where I'm like, okay, I want to appease the fans? Sure. But I can take pretty good action shots. Yes. Yeah. That's fair. Low-key, I feel like you typically encounter them by midday, right? Because it's like you go to the oak tree, and by the time you get to the oak tree on your first playthrough, if you're anything like me and actually do the main quest, because like I swear, the amount of people that ignore the spacer quest at the start and legit play for 10 in-game days before doing it actually baffles me. It actually baffles me. It's like half the community get it done and instantly go to the oak tree. The other half literally never touch it until like they've basically already beat the game. And by that, I mean basically already quit because they're like, this game is boring. You've seen my boss thumbnails? Hold up. I actually don't think I have. I've not been following on a lot of people's content because like I've been busy. But yeah, we got that. Ooh. Touche, touche. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is. I'm just seeing the Grounded Part 14. Arndr Shed is horrifying. Beat the Wasp Queen. Beat Orchid Mantis, even though they're actually taken from trailers or whatnot. The Brood Mother, yeah, that does look pretty good as well. I agree. Go for Orb. What? Never did the first quest. That's actually crazy. So they short of a guy wandering around. Oh, he never did. My bad, my bad. Wandering around near the picnic table complaining about, yeah, it's like, buddy, think the game is boring? Do the main quest. Anyways, what is your Orb Weaver, Zachary? What is? One spawns in between sandbox, a map wall. There's actually 4 that spawn there, for your info. Right, yeah, there's 4 that spawn there. No, I'm not doing that one. There's like 4, and there's like 400 on the map. I'm not accounting for the 1%, bro. There's one in between a plate and an apple. I'm not gonna include a plate and an apple because there's one out of 400 on the map. Spawn there. No. We're gonna on my okay. Yes. We're coming out of the shadows. Alright, well, yeah. It's like if it were any other creature, I'd be like, okay, fair, but like because Orb Weavers legit spawn everywhere on the map. There's literally not a single part of the map that does not have at least one orb weaver. There's almost no part of the map that doesn't have a wolf spider as well, but wolf spiders are more like singular, if you know what I mean. So it's like each of them can be held with more weight. But it's like, I was already contemplating including the hedge because there's like 6 in the hedge. Again, only like 400 on the map. Probably only 100 on the map. I'm being completely honest. Let me check out your shorts thumbnails channel. Yo, Lily love braids. That's crazy. Lily, what are we doing? Yo, Mant. Yes. Got catnap. W catnap. So you did say granted 2 bosses. I actually did see it. It's the one where it's like, these guys, they're easy. But these are the real bosses. Something like that. Right. How many thumbnails did I get? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8. Got 8 thumbnails done. Okay. I got a whole row. Yo, Shadow, add me on Discord. I mean, I have my server linked in the description if you wanna see that. Just go to my description and link for Discord. Go channel. Let me actually low-key no, not that, bro. What are you doing, Google? I can't actually paste it. Yeah, you're just gonna have to go there. Okay, yeah. What if we made a mega collab to make infected Orchid Mantis, Yumi, Ideogran, Sheep, and Phantom King? It would be peak. It would be the real Apex. Alright, 8 thumbnails done. I think that's good for now. What I could do is I could close Steam as well. Open up CapCut. So rusty. Yeah, that's me in Grounded 2. It's like, I actually suck at Grounded 2. Low-key. The fact I somehow managed to beat Armchair Tuna and Levy in the Grounded 2 lockout is actually beyond me. I haven't played Grounded in 3 months. I haven't properly played Grounded 2 in 3 months either. Or probably... When did Beat the Heat come out? Because that's the last time I actually played Grounded 2 properly. Damn. That's actually sad. Damn. Yo. No subby. Thank you, thank you. I think in April. Damn. Damn. Yeah, again on PC, lol. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, let me... Do I have a display capture? I do, actually. Okay, y'all are... Yeah, get flashbanged, I guess. Yep, there's the, sub sound. Whenever that noise plays, a new subscriber subscribed. Which, by the way, that happens even when I'm not recording on OBS. As long as OBS is open, that sound will play if somebody subs. Jump scared me during Phasmo. I have only 2 gold cards left, both bosses, IBM and Wasp Queen. Yeah, Wasp Queen is understandable, IBM as well. It's like Loki. It sucks. What do I want to do? Thumbnails, yeah. Placeholder thumbnail. Love that. Either way, what's the last one I did? I don't know why I have that open. We just import. We got 8 of them here, so we import 8. I think they're gonna add a centipede for 1.0. They fucking better. I believe okay, we go backwards order. That's confusing, but okay, that works. Right, we need to go in here. Y'all are getting to see the editing process behind the scenes. I told y'all this was a behind the scenes stream. As a boss, yeah, better. Even if it's something as simple as a house centipede, like, they are legit the deadliest things in the Arthropod Kingdom, with only murder hornets being contestable for that spot. But I'm in the channel. Low-key think that should be brighter. Why did I say it like that? Nah. Take away that, and then we just, like... There we go. There we go. This is good. This is good. Now, obviously, this is not the Argar. Discord, that makes a bit more sense. Now, you'll notice that, assuming the stream actually picks it up, way too good at the fight. Lol. You have competition. Lol. Valid. Assuming stream picks it up, though, you can see that everything is pixelated. You can mostly see it around the walls. That is actually intentional, believe it or not. Because what is an academy? An academy is an old-style school, right? Old style. So vintage-type photos make sense. And no, that is not just an excuse for me to have horrible quality photos. I actually, because I can make it less horrible quality. I 100% can. But I need me a training arc. Lol. Yeah, low-key, when I get done with Combat Academy, my grounded skill will probably increase a lot as well. Because I'm gonna have to, like, actually, you know, provide guides. Also, what am I doing? Let me actually... okay. Let me actually just make sure that 18 was the last one we did. It is thumbnails. Episode 18, the Arc R. Very nice. Again, you can see the almost pixely quality. And there is your proof that I absolutely could have that in better quality. These letters are, again, your proof. It is intentional. I really like the vintage feeling that we get from the photos. Makes it feel old school. The buggies don't even help me in fights. They just get in my way and piss me off. The only thing they're good for is traveling. Unless they put buggy that's good in fighting. I don't. And yeah, I low-key don't think final boss Shadow. Me 100x health, lol. That's actually possible, I think. Right? Yeah, that is actually possible. If you take a creature spawner, do 5x, and then you have 5x health by natural proxy, and then you have them infused, you have a 125x creature in terms of health. The only true buggy people know, or wait, my only true people know my buggy is him. No, no. Emma. Emma better. Emma better. PK can vouch for that. So can Levy. Emma better. My friend gave me a challenge. Oh. And what is this challenge? We're gonna have that for Mosquito, right? Yeah, that suits, that suits. Okay. PK can vouch for me. Yeah, Emma's just on a different level, unfortunately. She literally took down single-handedly a creature not even Cheap would be able to kill. That just says it all. Legit, me, Axel, Levy, and PK could not take this version of Axel down. Emma did with ease. With literal ease, single-handedly. Only reason that it didn't actually end up happening is because I died of thirst. I sold the fight. You wanted a to beat grounded and all bosses optional included without taking even a sliver of damage. If I get hit, I restart the whole. Oh, a death gauntlet. Oh, even worse. Damn, a 100% run. That's actually a challenge. If you play on medium or WoW, it's not like the hardest challenge in the world, but it is definitely it's not a hard challenge, but it is a painful challenge. 100%. I think a lot of people get mixed up between difficult and painful. Because that is low-key one of the most endurance-based challenges halfway through the game. On WoW, though, yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, it's not difficult, but it is painful. Let me actually start pumping out these thumbnails. So 19 thumbnail. Preparing for the Orchid Mantis fight. Good luck on that. The hardest one is going to be Schmechter IBM 100%. The Wasp Queen's low-key easy. You just have to know what you're doing. But she's definitely... She's easy, but she's RNG, mostly. Infected Weevil. The only real boss choke points is the Broodmother, Wasp Queen, IBM, and Schmechter. What about the Mant? Nah, low-key, what about the Mant, though? I just realized. Because, like, as soon as you get into final phase, that is low-key gonna be one of your hardest points. Because pound for pound, the Mant has the hardest attack to avoid in the game. Mant is easy. Yeah, he would be, but... Yeah, the web shot, that's what I mean. It's like, once you get into final phase, it's a race to kill him and dodge enough webs before he hits you once, because as much as everybody is going to say, oh, well, you can avoid the web shot, yes, you can, but when factoring in the, whatchamacallit, the ant minions and the reaction time, it is low-key, at the end of the day, down to luck whether that web shot hits you or not. Because yes, you can dodge it 100% of the time, but is that actually viable in a run? No, it is not. Which is the problem. The unfortunate problem. Oh. No, not 18, we go 20. But the final phase is low-key easy, so after the first web shot, if you can manage to kill him, we'll fight Mr. Orchid. Yes. Good lucks. Good lucks. You should solo. This should be the easiest fight. Boss-wise, yeah, it should be. Orchid Mantis is low-key the easiest boss now. Pound for pound. At least as a veteran. Somebody genuinely tried to argue that she's, like, one of the hardest. If I'm not washed. The only thing you're gonna have to worry about, Sparrow, do you have a shield, by the way? Do you have a shield? Because if you have a shield, there is literally no way you die. Assuming you can parry the 1, the 2, and then the double slam. Only real attack is the earthquake. No, if you have a shield, not even the triple slam poses a threat. Because all you do, you run away for half a second, equip your one-hander, literally hold log, and the slam is literally incapable of damaging you. Unless you're out of stamina. So, that's another thing, Sparrow. Keep an eye on your stamina. That's low-key probably gonna be the thing that kills you if you actually do take damage. Keep an eye on your stamina. You should be fine. Alright, I'm in the arena. Let's go. Yep. I have 13 out of 45 grounded achievements. Damn. There's some really easy ones you can get. Like, whatchamacallit, Score from Downtown or whatever the fuck it's called. You just take, like, something on, yeah, you stand on top of the bird bath. Have the basket be below and you just throw rocks until it hits. Gonna be less than 21. That's not at all what I did. Okay, we are 100% using green for this. Same shade, just green. Yeah, like that. Beautiful. Second phase, down already. Dobbs, the second phase is the hardest phase, so you should be fine from here. It's also the longest phase for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's because she knows it's when she's her strongest. Affected Ladybug Net. Third phase now. Oops, Dubs. Go with like a red for this. I mean, obviously I'm going for a red, but like more of a faded red, kind of like that. Yeah, I like that just to show that it's infected. So through my Salt Morning Star, better to kill her? Yes, that is the peak way to kill. Let me just make sure that they are in fact in the right order so far. CapCut projects. Boom bam. We're gonna go to thumbnails. Shove them all in there. Okay, the last one I did was 18, so it should be mosquito, affected weevil, affected mite. Yeah, okay, it is good so far. Good. Now it's on to the man. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. That's all I'm gonna say. The man is one of the 4 hardest fights you're gonna have. Unless he told you to do mixers. Oh god, I might have just ruined that. I might have just ruined your run, bro. You know what? He doesn't need to know that defensive vents exist. Or remember. Because low-key, how the fuck would you do those? Doing them normally? Easy. Don't. Okay, bro. Well. Oof. All I'm gonna say. Oof. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But I'm not gonna. Yeah. You could do it as a separate challenge. You know what? Yeah, I like that better. Do the final defense, and then after you do the final defense, say, hey, I finished the challenge. And then, like, in secret, you're gonna, like, try to beat the mixers. Just to see, like, theoretically, okay, is it possible for me to do this all in one run? After you beat the game, though. After you beat the game. That way you don't have to lose midway through the run. And low-key, the mixer's kind of easy because you can literally just put down walls and then beat them. Already completed 3 of them by curiousness. Yeah, it's like most of them are easy. The ones I'm thinking of, Sparrow, are the super mixers and the antlion mixer. Because there are tier 3 creatures, you're gonna have to build like a lot. The antlion mixer actually should be easy though. What am I on about? Assuming you go at night. Please go at night for the antlion mixer. Don't be stupid. One was the hardest in the yard. The Moldork mixer, which is the correct answer for hardest. If it's not Moldork, then it's the one in the middle of the jungle. The jungle mixer. That's the only other one that I could actually see being on par. For a hitless run, though, low-key, that might be harder. And by low-key, I mean definitely is. Want me to give you the real hardest one in the yard? Yeah, the Moldork. Yeah, that is the hardest one in the yard. Glad we both agree on that. The funniest part is, it's not even because the green shield bug or the mosquitoes. The ticks are the only reason that mixer is as hard as it is. Because for some reason, we have a creature with the attack potency of a ladybird that come in swarms greater than the ants that are impossible to hit if you're like trying to hit them early. They spawn way too frequently. Like, they legit, they 3-tap your walls. It's stupid. What people need to stop doing, they need to stop treating them as ticks and start treating them as ladybirds. Because each individual tick is stronger than a ladybird, which is stupid. I hate the ticks. Yeah, they are legit the worst part of any mixer. Actually, that's a lie. The firework ants are the worst part of any mixer. Knockback is the only reason for that. If knockback didn't exist, they would low-key be like a breeze, but they take less damage than the soldiers, which is stupid. And they have knockback and they come in hordes. Ticks are definitely a close second though, with the regular mosquitoes from the black ant one being a third. All right, in the undershed, don't get hit now, especially by the widowlings. Those things will follow you. Remember that. Low key, that shield is probably your goat, if I'm gonna be honest. For that run, shield is low key the goat. Oh yeah, 22 already. Okay. Don't judge me, but I'm not fighting the widow even if I should. Yeah, I 100%. No, that's valid. That is 100% valid. I am not judging you for that. Free shot a wolf spider and got the gold card. Damn. Yeah, no, Sparrow. Low key, that's gonna be like an after challenge. Like, beat the game and then try. Because, like, I am legit on the opinion that of every single creature in the game, at least on 5x, the Widow is the hardest to do hitless out of any. And I do not think it's close. Actually, no, I do. The Mant and Director Schmector are the other choices. In the Widow Den, you just beeline. Legit, just beeline. Because if any one of those Widows decides to cock up a jump, you're not going to see it, and you are going to take a hit. And you won't even know what happened until it's, the damage is done. So just run. Do not look behind you. Do not stop running once you get into the undershed. The only safe place you have from here, Sparrow, is the Mant roof area. That is your only safe place. Do not stop running. If you run out of stamina, you look behind you just to confirm that that widowling does not jump. Because trust me, I am speaking from experience when I say this. The widowlings will find you through the walls. They will. What am I doing? What am I doing? Almost took damage. Yep. Legit. Sparrow, there is a reason that of every single infused creature in the game, the infused widowling is the one that makes me the most scared. And it's not even close. Like, it is legit not even close. The widowlings, they just, I don't know how they do it, but they go inside of your walls, they teleport, and they just spontaneously suicide bomb and one tap you when you least expect it. It's just a disaster. That's all it is. I'm wearing a heart rate monitor now too. Valid. What color should I have been? Low key. We go like a snot green. Yeah, something like that. All right, it's time for the mant. I'm in the roof. Yep. Take every single buff you can. You're chilling until phase 3. Once you're in phase 3, it's literally you're fighting a clock, racing against time itself. Remember that. I think bug color should be a bit more work. I like that. That's How did a Whittling get in here? I told you. They are the scariest creature in the game. There is no debating. All I'm gonna say is good fucking luck. Use your shield. For the love of God. Never mind, the Mant killed it. Dubs. Dubs. Now you understand why I fear the Whittling more than any other creature. Now you understand. If you didn't before, you do now. And if you did before, well, now that just reinforced it. Okay, that's just a lie, bro. That is just a lie. That's just a lie. Infected wolfies can't, unless you could like somehow screenshot that. That is like, that is. Uh... I am not lying. Okay, screenshot that. You're gonna have to, in any way you can, just pause the game, screenshot, because that just a regular wolf spider I could believe, but an infected one that's a bit strange, but out of place, one could say. Low-key Sparrow, like, even something as simple as just pausing the game and, like, taking a photo with the phone. All you'd need to do. Pause the game. Unless you're on multiplayer, which, like, who does that in single? It'd actually be so weird for that. That, and also full mode ain't letting me do that. I got a good question for you then. How are you typing? How are you typing? You're not voice messaging, because that would have like so many inaccurate messages. Or like text to speech does not work when trying to record. So how are you texting me if you can't pause the game? No, it's true. I'm there. All right. One-handed bait. That's just all right, bro. That's what are you attacking with, bro? What are you attacking with? Also, have an Abby. How about on Usher? You know it's Cap when even Lucifer Send says Cap. uh, Anyhow. Oh. Oh, Zachary. That Lucifer Send is their actual nickname. For no Link Media, it's in Grounded 2 photos specifically. Bro, like you playing with 3 legs. That's crazy. Anywho, I am gonna give you all my top 16 strongest creatures. This is in like a realistic based fight, not in terms of who's harder to kill. All right, not who's harder to kill, not including the playable teens, and in a realistic fighting sense. Who are the top 16? Oh, also composite forms. No repeat variants either, because otherwise it would just be like, okay, well, we have, you know, we have the brood mother, we have the orc brood mother, we have the infected brood mother, we have the spicy ogre brood mother. Anywho, then my other hand using one, and I'm like, okay, bro. All right, whatever you say. Anyway, strongest variant only. Right? For the top 16. No teens, strongest variant only, realistic fight, not difficulty to kill. That is a bit quiet. I'm not realizing. Let me, There we go. Hold on, what the hell are tough titles? I know the titles. I loved making those. There are probably gonna be a few hot takes in this list. Um, Widow being 16th place. That is definitely gonna piss a lot of people off. Another one that's gonna like absolutely blow everybody away. Dozer being 13th. Dozer's only 13th on the list and Schmechter's above him. My logic with that, chat, is that Schmechter has his armies, right? So his armies would inevitably just be like, even if he only had like the ability to summon one army, since even if he had only one army to go, that army is gonna take Dozer down. Plus, like, what's Dozer gonna do when he has an electric ball down his throat, literally shocking him from the inside? It'd be a close fight, though. The Lost Queens canonically soloed Schmechter's army, so... yeah. What's her above? Sub-adult Orchid Mantis, because yes, this thing is a sub-adult. We encounter a sub-adult in the game. We have never encountered an adult Mantis in the franchise, which is scary. Infected Ant Queen being above Orchid Mantis. I have her here just because she's too durable and her jaws could low-key, like, actually split one of the Mantid's arms off within just a single bite. Yeah, So what's stopping Dozer from eating the Mantis? Or durability? Because here's the thing you're failing to realize, Pincher. All arthropods are legit 10 times more durable than steel. Dozer is nowhere close to that. Because Spider Silk is 10 times more durable than steel, and I think we can all agree that every single arthropod is more durable than silk. And if you don't believe that, most arthropods can bite through silk with ease, and can bite through arthropods with less ease. Not to mention her scream would low-key just concuss Dozer, because, like, there's that. Blade 2. Another thing, too, Pincher, that you're failing to realize, in real life, Mantids have taken down things like garter snakes, and lizards, and birds. Yeah, I know. Dozer being that low feels wrong, but when we look at the list, he is legit carried by his arena. He has no attack speed. His durability is one of the worst on this list. Low key, if the Infected Wolfie had more durability, the Infected Wolfie would probably be above Dozer because of her movement speed and strength. Another thing too, Dozer's physically weak. The Mantis can cause earthquakes or like unearth the ground. Dozer has legit nothing that does that. He stomps a collapsing arena and some boulders fall. That is not an impressive strength feat. Yeah, it is a real life fight. It is like a real life fight. Because if it wasn't, then Dozer would be second strongest on this list. With Axel being top spot. But because it's not, Dozer has no durability. He has no strength. I should clarify what I mean. So when I say a realistic fight, every creature still has their abilities, right? So the Black Widow still has the ability to birth Widowlings to gain Death's impetus. The Mantis still has her ability to scream and literally cause earthquakes. But what I mean by a realistic fight is they're not just being like, okay, bite, 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 bite. I'm gonna flail my head around and be autistic for 5 seconds. No, they're gonna strategically try to bite each other's limbs off. They're gonna try and decapitate each other. That's what I mean by realistic. What else is a hot take? Oh, hold up. A really hot take? Trinity 2 is the koi fish, by the way. I have the IBM above the koi fish. No, I am not crazy. Because I don't have any of the other bosses. Beat the man, no damage. Lol. Fair enough. The reason I have the IBM above the koi fish is because sound is amplified underwater. Any of y'all that have heard of the mantis shrimp or the pistol shrimp know this very well. They create temperatures hotter than the sun, capable of literally pulverizing anything that gets close to them. Imagine that on a magnified scale. Legit, the bird screams once underwater, the koi fish is exploding. And that's not even an exaggeration. That is, like, legit, the koi fish explodes. Only underwater, though. Only underwater. If the koi fish were flying on land, that would not work. Furthermore, the only reason because the mantis also has a stronger scream than the brood. So why does the mantis not get above, but the brood does? The bird can create air bubbles and also does not need to breathe. Alright, gotta go. Fair enough. Have fun. Hope you two have a good time. I'm definitely gonna get so much hate for this vid. Garter snake. Infected brood, unfortunately, doesn't have a way to take that down. The crow, bro. The crow. We have Axel above the crow because, like, one stomp and it's over. The crow is legit. What is the crow gonna do? It's gonna peck Axel a few times, maybe break his skeleton. Axel's gonna grab him, one tapped. Because Axel is legit bigger than the crow, which is dumb. The crow is taller. Crow is just as long. But Axel's heavier. What you mean by that? Wait, what? There's a lot of things I just said. Got Wendell Tully on the list. I don't think I need to explain this one. What you mean by have fun? I mean have fun. Get your mind out of the gutter. I hope you have a good time. An enjoyable experience. Wherever you go. What do you mean by that, huh? Mm-hmm. Anywho, Dr. Wendell Tully, he's been to New Game Plus 4. Enough said. Also, Axel could be a hybrid tarantula, maybe green bottle blue mixed with bird eating. He looks to be the size of the average tarantula based off footsteps. But I don't know. Just a theory, as you said. Mass Ranger being number 2, I don't think I need to explain this spot. She's above Wendell. And she's also more than likely the one that gave Axel the scar. Literally her not even trying is able to cause like a magnitude 8 earthquake by jumping. As when Bandit spawns, when she jumps, the entire network center shakes. Which is crazy. In what world is that? Like, goddamn. Literally the physically strongest thing in the franchise so far. Only reason the looming threat, which we don't actually know what it is yet, but the only reason that this thing is above is because both Wendell and the Masked Ranger are legit scared of the looming threat, whatever it is. Big Bertha. You sure it's not just from Bandit entering? Yeah. And even if, Sparrow, even if you were to say that though, we have a ton of evidence to suggest that Violet was the one that permanently scarred Axel, which, I don't know if you realized, but Axel's damn near impenetrable. So for Violet to just casually in one fell swoop slash Axel with 0 diff, to the point where he literally has a permanent scar that lasts years and still bleeds after many years, is more than enough to suggest that she does have the physical strength to do that. As not even another tarantula the size of Axel would be able to pull that off. Which means she is bare minimum physically stronger than Axel, who can shake the entire Pine Hill by just walking. So even if we are going to suggest that it's Bandit that somehow does that, Violet's still above relatively. Because she no-diffs Axel strength. Which is just crazy, I gotta say. Violet Glazer? Lol, I'm joking. It could be, though. No, you do have some valid points behind that, but she is like that, though. Yeah, she is. She's also the smartest character in the verse so far. She has a statement that indirectly puts her, intelligence-wise, above all of Omnant simultaneously. One of the Omnant scientists says that whenever they are making something, Violet will legit scrap her own project if they happen to think of the same idea. And within less time, come up with an infinitely better idea. In order for her to do that, she could probably no-diff all Grando 1 bosses. Sparrow, she's been to New Game Plus 14. That is an actual fact, by the way. Because the amounts of health she has, she's also been to New Game Plus in general, and is above Wendell, which has been to New Game Plus 4, due to the infused weapons being discovered. She has been to very high New Game Pluses, which means she would have had to kill, like, the New Game Plus 14 Infected Brood. Which means she has to be able to no-diff the Infected Brood on New Game Plus 14. If she is able to 0-diff, she did that first try, by the way. First try. Because obviously in the grounded verse, you die if you die. So, legit, she is right now the strongest creature. The only reason that this is number 1 on the list is because while we haven't seen it, I just wanted to include it. She is the strongest being we've seen in the verse so far, though. Not debatable. As much as I love glazing her, that much is just a fact. What is the first mutation in Grounded 1? Lil Fist. Kill creatures with your fist. And by kill, I mean get the final blow with a fist. Land the final hit on a creature with a fist, an angry creature, or a neutral. And that'll net you mutation. Do that 40 times, you get the mutation. Do it 100, you get phase 2. Do it 200, you get phase 3. Same as any other mutation. Grinding. Give me 50 years. Yeah. The statement basically said that, going back to the Violet intelligence thing, it said whatever Violet, or whatever Omnant could think of, Violet, if she had the idea, she would scrap it and come up with an infinitely better idea and just complete it in a fraction of the time. They had more resources than her, mind you. So with limited resources, she is literally indirectly stated to be smarter than all of Omnant combined. That is over 1,000 genius level employees. She is smarter than all of them combined, bro. Like, what? What? Huh. Like, that is actually insane. It is legit insane. Oh. Alright, enough glazing violet. I am going to show you the last project I've been working on. This will be the next short that comes out. It's in early template phase, and it's probably gonna lag since I'm on stream, but wanted to bring back more like an OG edit vibe with the first half and then modern. We have Rexy versus what's gonna be the in real life T-Rex, and then we have Supercharged Evolved Godzilla versus Shimo. I have very few scenes so far. And yeah, there's the lag. It's not meant to be that laggy, but and that middle part is going to be gone when, you know, the scenes require it. Again, it's just a template. Yeah, that's realistically everything. That is going to mark the end of the stream. In other words, I hope you enjoyed. If you like the stream, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. And for those of you watching, love it.